Hello. Yes, participants, are you able to hear me clearly? Okay. I hope everyone is able to hear the voice clear. I'll sharing the screen for you. So in yesterday's example, we have just seen the design of a single linked list. Now, one of the disadvantage of it is that when we want to traverse it from one end to another end, if we reach to the end of the linked list, start from the head node, and you can observe that the end node is terminated by the null. So my question is, it is just a status that indicates that the linked list is terminated, but it is wastage of memory. So if we use this null memory to point to the head node, what will happen? So it will result in something like this. Yes, participants able to view the screen? One second. So you can observe over here that the null pointer is updated with the address of the head node or the first node, we can say. So when this happens, so the linked list is now terminated when it points to the head node. So what will be our equation? So the logic is end arrow next is equal to first. So the first node or the head node address over here, for better understanding, we can write end arrow next is equal to head instead of null. So this statement is very important. So when you add this statement, that is end arrow next is equal to head, your linked list becomes circular, and it is a type of ring network. So when you study about networking, that is computer networks, one of the network topology is the ring network, where the data is sequentially transferred, and when it returns back to the source, the program stops. That means when we get the equation that node arrow next is equal to head, so if terminating condition, I'm writing it over here, terminating condition, you should note what is this terminating condition. Node arrow next is equal to head. So when we are comparing it, we use two equal to signs. Yes. So this is my terminating condition of the linked list. So if you find a terminating condition such that node arrow next is equal to head, it simply implies it has completed one iteration completely. And you can again navigate into the node. There was utilization of the null node as far as single linked list is concerned. We have the terminating point was null, and now in circular single linked list we are updating it with the statement and arrow next is equal to head. And every other operation such as insertion, deletion and searching is similar to singular linked list. Yes, participants, any question or doubt about circular linked list design? Okay, so if there is no doubt, we will move forward. One more advantage of this, in a ring, any node can be the head node. So you can start from any node. So you can, this can be the first node. So over here, I'll just make a change. So this can be the head node. If you wish, this one can be the head node and your linked list, this will be the last node then. So if node 2 is the head node, then the last node is nothing but node 1. So that is the advantage of the ring network. You can start from any node and you can end with the previous node. Everyone getting the advantage of the ring node. So it is circular single linked list. So we shortcutly we call it as CSLL. The shortcut is circular linked list. So now one more disadvantage we find in SLL, that is single linked list. So let us assume that you are at the head node and you traverse it to node number 3 and you assume that you have to go back to node number 2. So what is the way? So in single linked list there is no reverse path. So you should note down this comparison that in single linked list there is no node path or reverse operation or going into reverse rate. So it becomes complicated, and for that purpose to traverse the linked list in both the way, we have another pointer added to the structure, that is the previous one, and the linked list is modified to doubly linked list. Over here we can see the structure. The node has an address, it has a next pointer and a previous pointer. So you note down this. A doubly linked list is with the structure which has some data elements. So this is the data element. So 50, 70, 35, 45, 55 is the data element. It has its own address, starting address, which is hidden from the user or the developer, and it has a next pointer and it has a previous pointer. So we have two pointers in doubly linked list. One is the next pointer, another is the previous pointer. Now you can assume what is the status of the next pointer. So next pointer is quite similar to singly linked list. So over here we can say it is simple implementation of SSL. So you can observe that this highlighted part, which is moving to the right side using the next pointers, So it is nothing but a singly linked list. Now, when you are reaching to the end node, so naturally end arrow next is null. So over here end arrow next is null. Now, if you want to go to reverse operation, then there is a previous pointer. Okay. So see how the previous pointer is updated. So we know this addresses are for that. So node will start from the end node. So end node previous pointer is 508 and therefore we update 508 over here. Participants, are you able to understand the addressing concept in reversing of the linked list? Yes, participants? See the addressing over here. Node 5 is the end node and the previous node address is 508. Therefore, we update the previous pointer with 508 as the address. Now moving to end arrow previous, you will get the node number 4 due to 508. Now, what is the previous node address for node 4? It is 204. Therefore, we update 204 over here. Able to understand? Yes, participants? Again, if we move to previous node of node number 4, we will find the address that 204 is there and therefore we move to node number 3. Now, node 3's previous address is 104 and therefore we updated it over here. And when we issue a command node 3 arrow previous, then you will move to node number 2. So why? Because we have 104 as the previous address. You can see we have updated. Now, what is the condition at head node or the first node? So the head arrow first is null. So this is, you can say, reverse of SSL. So I just highlight that point. What is reverse of SSL? Everyone able to understand this reverse SSL? So in reverse SSL, your first arrow previous is null or head arrow previous is null. So instead of first, if we understand better, we'll put head and the statement will also be changed. Let us say head arrow previous is equal. Yes, participants, able to understand the design of doubly linked list. This is the detailed design. Okay. This is the detailed design as far as doubly linked list is concerned. Now, again the question is, we have two null nodes. One is at the terminating point and another is with the head node. So head arrow previous is null and end arrow next is null. So can we utilize it as far as circular linked list is concerned? So the answer is yes. How to do it is doubly circular linked list. So over here you can observe head arrow previous, that is first arrow previous, can be updated with the address of the end node. You can see we have updated the address 1000 of node 5 at the node arrow previous for the head node, not the first node. Similarly, we can have node arrow next. So over here above simply linked list, and arrow next can be updated with the address of the first node or the head node. Now this becomes again a doubly circular linked list. So you can implement a ring, you can say bidirectional ring. The doubly linked list is nothing but a bidirectional link. Test participants able to understand the design, or any question on doubly circular linked list? Now all the linked lists have similar ADTs, that is they having insert operation, append operation, delete operations, searching and sorting. Only thing is the flexibility and the memory requirement. So you will see that why we use SLL when we have circular linked list, doubly linked list, which is more better. The answer to it is that in single linked list we have very less memory requirement, and if you observe in DLL we require additional memory for the previous pointers. So the memory requirement in doubly linked list or doubly circular linked list is higher than single linked list. Now some of the operations apart from the ADT, all lectures are there. 1 second. Okay. So as far as single linked list is concerned, we will see how it can be used and why to use SLL, that is single linked list, and not circular linked list. So the answer is some of the applications where we have memory efficient programs, so you can use SLL. So one of the operation is concatenation. So let us assume there are two linked lists, say list 1, that is list A, and second list is list B. So what you have to do, you have to concatenate, that means you have to join these two lists. Assuming that if these were arrays, then what you have to do? It would be more difficult because the array size has to be changed and then a new updated array is to be created. So we'll see the flexibility of linked list. If you want to join list 1, that is list A, and list B, the answer is very simple. List 1 dot end arrow next is equal to list 2 dot head. So only single statement. So list 1 dot end node is updated with the address of the head node of list 2. So over here, instead of null, what is to be added is the address of list 2 head node. So it is nothing but 200. So I'll update this node, null node, with a new value of 200. And when we do that, what will happen? We will get a link or connection from the given node to the new linked list in this way. So over here. Now one more change is that this AND node must be connected or shifted to the AND node of list B. Okay. So what we do? We'll issue another thing, that is list 1 dot AND is equal to list 2 dot AND. So whenever we issue this second command, our work is done. So first, what we have done, we have just connected the head nodes. Okay, so the is updated of the list 1 with the head node address of list 2. And second statement, list 1 AND node address is updated with the address of the AND node. So now your AND will be shifted to over here, and there will be concatenation of two lists. Easier to understand? Yes, participants? If you don't understand the concept or the design, then you'll never be able to code it. So the first thing is we should understand the designing concepts, and second, we must able to convert the design into a code. So this is what is expected. First you understand the design, and then we'll write the code. Okay. Now the interesting use of our application of a linked list. Over here we can say it is a given polynomial. So in some of the applications it may be given in reverse way, but you can define the structure as per over here. You can take the polynomial representation. It is given as 25 x raised to 9 plus 15 x square plus 200. So how to represent it using a polynomial and using linked list? So we create a structure named poly. We have the coefficient of that. The first parameter is coefficient, second parameter is exponent. You can reverse it, but you have to specify in the structure which will be the coefficient and which will be the exponent. And you can observe the last member of this structure, that is the next pointer. So if there is one point next pointer, naturally it will be a single linked list. So this is one of the application of single linked list. So let us see how we can mold it into the design. So we have first node. So it is 25 x raised to 9. So first is the coefficient, so 25. Second is the exponent, that is 9. And we have the next pointer. So the address of the next pointer shall be updated over here. So we write is just 250. So I update the values of next pointer. Okay, so addresses of the next pointer is 250. Let us check about node 2. So node 2 is nothing but where, so 15 is the coefficient, 2 is the exponent, and naturally it is at the starting address is 250, and it has the next pointer. So there is a node 3. So what is the next address of node 3? 280. So we update it over here in the next column, 280. Fine. Now moving to node number 3, we have the exponent as 0 and coefficient as 200. So 200 is the coefficient, exponent is 0, and it is at address 2800. The next pointer is pointing to the null, so we update it as next pointer as null. So these were as per as polynomial representation of linked list. So single linked list can be represented as a polynomial. Yes, participants, any questions about single linked list representation as a polynomial? Okay, so if you don't have question, I will discuss one more point over here. Now suppose you want to represent it as an input, so you can give it something like this. We have to first classify or categorize this input into nodes. So node 1, you can write it something like this. It is 25, 9, and you complete it. Then second, node 2, you can write it as 15, 2, and finally you can write it over here 200, 0. So you can represent a node in the given format. Yes, participants, able to view the node representation in the form of strings or a tuple. Now, one more thing is you have to embed everything into round brackets. So let us say this is a continuous round brackets, and you can find that this can be named as tuple representation of polynomial. So this is nothing but the tuple representation of a polynomial. Okay, so in exams it may happen that you will get a statement something like this which is highlighted, which is in the form of polynomial, or you may get it is in the form of tuple representation. Everyone getting? Yes, participants, are you able to understand the tuple representation of the polynomial? Okay, so I just highlight this is a single statement, and for addition thing we can give you an example of this second example. There is another polynomial, so it is 35x raised to 7 plus 10 raised to 10 into x square plus 400 its single linked list representation is given over here. Now what we have to do, we have to add to these polynomials. So we have to add polynomial 1 with polynomial 2. So addition operations is to be discussed. So when we add, we have to match the coefficients and the exponents of a particular node to add it. Now over here x raised to 7 is not matching in the linked list 1, or we can say polynomial 1. So also x raised to 9 is nowhere. So first is the maximum element that will be added to the output. So x raised to 9 will be the first element over here. Second is x raised to 7 will be added to the output. Third, you can observe that node 2 of list 1 and node 2 of list 2 are matching with the values of exponent, that is 2. So we can simply add the coefficients, that is 15 and 10, and append it to node 3. So that is 25 with the exponent as 2. Finally, node 3, yes, their exponents are matching, that is R0. So we simply add 200 and 400 to get the output as 600, and we are getting the values. So in exams, you are expected this outcome to draw the string or draw the polynomial representation for addition of two polynomials. Yes, participants able to understand the polynomial representation of single linked list.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now my question is, this is a type of a network. So when you design it in the terms of network, it can be called as feed forward network. It cannot be feedback. Yani it cannot be the reverse. It can only go in one direction. So that is the use of single linked list. Okay, you can think about one more application, that is a train is going in a one-way direction. There is no reverse direction for it. Okay, so there are two tracks, one for moving from the source node to the destination node, and there can be intermediate destinations, and the reverse one, you are moving into the on a reverse direction from destination to source, but both paths are different. Everyone able to understand the design? So this has very practical significance. When we design multiple paths using a linked list, we get multiple sources and destination, and it is very easy to understand a particular structure. So you can code the structure in the form of polynomial and get the sequences. So whenever you get an output as null, so you are going to stop. So this is the significance of designing using single linked list. There are various other applications, but as far as single linked list is been concerned, the advantage we can use, that is in the form of circular single linked list. So if you have an application that you have to restart or skip on any other intermediate nodes and directly start from the head node again, you can use the singular circular linked list. So this were as far as polynomial representation in theory exams also or in practical exams also. This strictly comes in exams. So I recommend all of you to go through this polynomial representation using linked list. Over here again I said there are two data members. One is the integer coefficient, another is the exponent. And the pointers are being there for making changes at runtime. Yes, participants, any questions on today's session? So we have learnt about array representation of polynomial. With the array representation, there may be some confusion, but when we design node above, it is very clear that it can consume less memory and it is quite clear that which is the exponent and which is the coefficient. Now in some of the books or some of the literatures, reverse has been updated. So if it is something like this, so I just use the tuples. So 25 comma 9. So this may be the tuple. So it may be that 25 is the coefficient and 9 was the exponent in our example. But in some books it has shown reverse. 9 as the coefficient, 25 as the exponent. So to remove this ambiguity, it is wise to specify the structure of the polynomial, what you are designing. If you design it at first part as coefficient, then this is correct. And if you design the first part of the polynomial structure as exponent, then you have to just reverse the contents. So you should put 9 over here and 25 over here. Also over here, you have to update the structure or the tuple representation like this, that is 9 comma 25. Yes, participants able to understand that you have to specify the structure of the node. So when you specify the structure of the node with coefficient and exponent, then use this kind of representation or it can be reversed. Just give me 2 minutes.
सागर ऐक ना इथे टाक ना तिथून येते वर
Okay. So किनारे दरवाजे बंद करा. There is some work going around, therefore there is lots of noise. Okay. So another beautiful example is that suppose you are designing a multi-stage path. Okay, so I'll put up a problem statement. Simple observation is there. Have you gone through trains, everyone? ट्रेन में ट्रेवल किया है ना आपने?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is happen over there? There is multiple paths over there. One path is the train is stopping at every step. So we say that there is a path for local trains. Then there may be a second path where there is a path designed for express trains, where it is stopping at some important stations and skipping multiple stations. So the skill over here is how to design such a network where linked list is being used and you will get an update about the status where the current pointer is. That means the current node which is communicating or the train where it is being stopped. So this kind of design can be achieved using linked list. You can design both doubly circular linked list or single linked list, but we are expecting to draw a single linked list which is having multiple paths within the same source and the same destination. We have two types of trains. One is the local train which is stopping or halting at each and every node, and another is it is express path which is halting at some important nodes. So this kind of design can be molded into a linked list representation. So that is the study for you. Try to notify or identify the structure how you will design for such a scenario. Now, as far as today's session is concerned, there is tomorrow there is exam, and therefore some work is going around. So I'll put you the attendance code over here. C0, 02, and 28. And you do some work. We will stop this session over here. Yes, participants, if you have any question, you can ask me. Take the code and give the attendance.